Hello and a warm welcome. This is the Warcry Reporter. Battle reports to listen to.
That's a Trogoth? My goodness, they have a Trogoth. Well, old friend, at least you can't miss it.
Huh? What is it you're saying, Admiral?
You will not miss it then.
Oh, Admiral, I think they heard us. The Bugman's regulars were hiding after they laid out a trap for the 7 Cooks mercenary company. 5 little treasures were laid out to lure the ogres in. That worked, but Thongil's little outburst ruined the plan. The moment of surprise is gone now, and the just mentioned Trogoth, called Oscar, is storming at the overlords. Wigout seems to be his target. He reaches out and grabs the Admiral, squeezes him hard, spins around and drops him behind him. Wigout is coughing hard and gasping for breath. That was unexpected, but the Admiral gets a grip on himself quickly. With all the force he can muster, he swings his hammer upwards and hits the Trogoth with a thunderclap. Swings around and hits the monster again. The Trogoth is looking stupidly and surprised. He just can't get what just happened. Smoldering and bleeding, he grunts and decides to go on with his business. Maticek in the middle of the battlefield is taking a few steps forward, picks up a treasure and releases a bolt in the general direction of Thongil. Someone got distracted by shiny things, eh? Odo ducks out of the way of that shot too, but picks up a treasure behind him and runs to the east, avoiding getting too close to Maticek. And there Tuvok shows up. Coming from the east, he is running full speed and picks up a treasure too. Oscar the Trogoth got over the shock finally and tries to squash Wigout with his mighty hammer. The crude hammer of the Trogoth comes down, Wigout dodges, but gets distracted by all the flying dirt. Oscar swings upward and hits Wigout on the side. That hammer is as tall as Wigout and pushes the Overlord aside. Oh, Wigout is struggling and wounded, but he's still fighting. Thongil sees all the grabbing of treasure around him. Then Maticek's bolt flies at him, and he does not even twitch a bit. He lifts his Betty, prepares for the recoil, and boom, boom. The world around Maticek explodes. The ogre chef covers his face and stumbles backwards and forwards. Shrapnel is hitting him, wounding him everywhere. As the dust settles, he's bleeding hard, and Thongil just grunts unsatisfied while he's reloading. I can hear Oscar roaring in anger. Oh, Wigout is exhausted. As the Trogoth prepares for a big swing, Wigout is just standing there, bracing for the impact, and BAM! The impact sends Wigout flying. He hits the ground and just stays there lying in the dirt. On the other side of the battlefield in the east, Halbert is trying to get a good shot at Maticek. And he takes the shot. The grenade lands between Maticek's legs and explodes. Maticek gets knocked off his feet, grunts loudly and gets back up again. Oh, he did see better times, but the Ogre Master Chef is tough. He can take some more. Behind Halbert, Rotan is moving into position. Yeah, the joy is back. Rotan is laughing while his volley gun is screaming at Maticek. But Rotan is spreading too wide and only a few bullets hit the Ogre Chef. Yeah, Wigout is out again. But the Overlords managed to get some of the treasure back already, and reinforcements are to arrive soon. Still, everything can happen here. And speaking of reinforcements, Kroll, Ok and Oleg the Gnoblar enter the battlefield directly behind Thongil. In the north it is Tasha, Helden and Thrall, who enter all along the edge. Tasha in the west, Helden climbing onto a platform in the middle, and Thrall jumps in from the east. A roar. Maticek pulls out his blood jumper, swings at Odo. Bam! Odo is just knocked off his feet and moves no more. With fire in his eyes, he charges at Thongil and bam! Smashes him into the ground. He runs on, but there's no more Overlord to smash, so he comes to a halt in the south and roars again. Groll is applauding his chef and roaring with him. Oh, that was brutal. In the north, Tasha rampages at the poor Knobler Andrasch. But poor Knobler, the poor Knobler is putting up a real fight. Not that he can really hurt Tasha, but he's fast, dodging Tasha's attempts on his life very skillfully. But Tasha grabs Andrasch with his hook and pulls him close, and with a very well-placed punch on his nose, knocks the Knobler out. Tasha takes his treasure and starts to drag it towards the north edge. But whoa, big hands grab Tasha and squeeze him. But Tasha is holding well against the squeeze. But he gets dragged by Oscar and finally breaks free from his grip right between Oscar and Fitchek. In the east, Tuvok throws his treasure at Halbert and picks up the one right beside Odo, trying to get away further to the west. And Groll is furious now. After the excitement over Maticek, he can't believe that these overlords are still fighting. He runs closer to the middle to get some overview. Halbert seems to be in a hurry now. The big lad is coming closer, and a treasure was thrown at him. He runs forward, gets the treasure, and runs back to the east as fast as he can. Oscar is roaring again. He desperately tries to smash Tasha to pieces, but the Sky Piker is young and can avoid getting hit too hard. Oscar is enraged, but that will not help him against Tasha. Back to the east. Thrall is on the fly catching a treasure, and just before the weight drags him down, he lands beside Rotan, and with a go, he throws the treasure behind him and Rotan. While Oscar in the west is still trying to smash Tasha, now with the help of Oleg, Rotan picks up the treasure as ordered and runs to the east. Right beside the dodge play of Oscar, Oleg and Tasha, Maticek gets hit by 2 harpoons. The first scratches him and the second hits his shoulder. Slowed by the thick furs, it does not penetrate deep. And Fitchek runs forward into cover, approaching the overlords more carefully. So the ogres smash and tear everywhere, but still there are overlords running around. I can see Tuvok. He keeps running to the east, while Groll screams and goes on a warpath. He rams into Thrall, obviously enraged about the Overlord stealing yet another treasure. He rams his spear ungraciously but to the point into Thrall, who coughs hard while trying to give the Ogre Tyrant some pain in return. Boom! A grenade explodes in the middle of the battlefield. Boom! Another one close to Groll. Halbert is shaking from surprise. He did not expect the tyrant to come so close. No! Oscar downed Tasha. I can see that he stepped on the Overlord. Damn, that must hurt a lot. Ratatatat, Groll again gets shot by bullets from Rotan. This time he hits him well, and Groll stomps his foot in anger. In the west, Oleg is picking up the fallen treasure from Tasha. Thrall is heavily wounded, but honor demands from him to try to get the tyrant down. He flies up and comes crashing down with a mighty force, ramming his skypike deep into Groll's shoulder. Groll hits the Overlord on the head with his hammer. Thrall falls to the ground, but thrusts once more at the tyrant and hits flesh. Groll screams in pain as Thrall passes out. In the south, Maticek goes low and moves sneakily to the south edge and then very quickly along it. Helden is firing at Groll. He is cursing him, but not focused and too eager. He's hitting nothing. He almost hit Fitchek, who comes running after Groll. And Helden is now cursing even louder. Oscar is on the way to give him some grabbing. And still the Bugmans have most of the treasure back. But if the 7 cooks don't run out of enthusiasm soon, this could change. Halbert roars at Groll, launches a grenade at him, and the glitter appears again, protecting Groll from the explosion. Frustrated, Halbert gives up shooting at the ogre. The stupid laughing of Oscar can be heard. He grabs himself a little snack called Halden. The snack fights back, but not very successful. And again, the volley gun starts screaming and Rotan is laughing. Like a straight line, the bullets fly out of the volley gun. First glancing off the armor and then penetrating it. And then blood splatters from a little hole. Still the rat-a-tat goes on and whoa, the bullets force their way right through Groll. On his back, blood now splashing out too. That was too much for Groll. He falls over. Halden screams as Oscar smashes him into the ground and stomps on him. Yeah, the Troggoth found the perfect method to down overlords. Tuvok in the east is turning around and laughing out loud. Matijek called his mercenaries back. This is the win for the Bugman's regulars. The 7 Cooks mercenary company left the battlefield. Everyone still standing is taking a deep breath. They did it. Tasha is running to Udo and helping him up. Udo is shaken but okay. So Tasha moves on to Vigard. Udo is tending to Thongil, trying to turn him around. In synchronicity, Tasha and Udo start yelling in panic. Gent. Gent is needed. Oh, that does not sound good. Udo starts crying, while Tasha is still screaming. Gent appears. Udo directs him to Vigard. Udo is shaking his head. Eric also appears now and with not a glance in Vigard's direction runs to Thongil. Eric is kneeling beside Thongil. He removes his helmet and starts crying too. Kent is working on Vigard ferociously, yelling orders and demanding tools. Back in the camp, the pyre burns. Low, silent singing can be heard from the gathered Bugman's regulars. Vigard is supported by Tasha and Rotan. Thongil is gone. One of the founding members of the Bugman's regulars is dead. Bludgeoned to death by Matijek Iceblood. The Bugmans are in shock. Vigard turns to Erk. Erk, we need to inform Uxgard. Go now.